What is up, Flutter devs? Today we're going to continue extracting pieces of our Flutter Processing core implementation into other files so that we can simplify things and make it easier for developers like you to contribute to this project in the future. Today we're going to extract, I think, image loading and displaying, image pixel manipulation, and a couple other small groups as well. So let's get into it. All right, starting with image loading and displaying, let's continue the pattern that we've been using. In our source directory over here, we will create a new directory called image. I think it's singular. Let's check the reference. Okay, here's image. This is the processing API reference. So image, and then we want a file called loading and displaying. Loading and displaying. In this file, we will declare a mixin titled or named sketch image loading and displaying. Let's see if we're going to need the painting context. We do, right here, painting context, which means this mixin must be mixed in with a base sketch. Now that's going to import something, but actually we don't want that import. You'll see why in a moment. Let's come back here. Let's grab these two methods from the loading and displaying subcategory, cut those out of here, paste them into the mixin. Going to complain about a number of things not resolving. That's fine. Based on what we started doing in the last video, we're not going to import things. We are going to declare ourselves part of the core.dart library. And then in core.dart, we have to do the other half of that statement. So we come up to the top and we say part image loading and displaying, which actually needs an underscore. Doesn't need one, but based on the way I'm naming these things, I want it to have an underscore. Okay. And now, notice back here in loading and displaying, all the compilation issues are gone, except apparently for asset bundle. So what are we going to do about asset bundle? Where does that come from? That is set on the sketch by the widget. I think what we're going to have to do with that, at least for now, is we're going to have to take this out of sketch and we're going to have to move it into the base sketch. And then let's see down here. Okay, this one compile error will go away in a moment. By moving it into base sketch, we still get the widget is still able to set the asset bundle, but now over here, our mixin is able to locate the asset bundle variable because our mixin is based on base sketch, which now includes asset bundle. Now, whether that makes sense as the final location, I don't know. The weird thing about asset bundle is that it's very much Flutter specific. It's not about processing. Maybe it makes sense here, maybe it doesn't, but for now, this solves that problem. Our one remaining problem down here is that this .image isn't resolving. Why? Because we haven't actually mixed in the mixin. And these are all, I should probably put these in alphabetical order, huh? So let's see, move that one there, there, there. Okay. We want to add the sketch image loading and displaying mixin. Sketch image loading and displaying. And now our compilation issue on the right is gone. We've now extracted yet another group of related methods from the overall sketch definition. There's another group called pixels. So let's go ahead and extract those. Let's create a file called pixels, and we'll declare a mixin sketch image pixels on base sketch. I assume that we're going to need base sketch. And let's grab all of these. We have get region, load pixels, set region, update pixels, all of this stuff. Come into pixels, paste that there. It's going to complain about all of these imports and references. We're going to say you are part of core.dart. And then back here in core.dart, we're going to come back up to the top. And we're going to say part image pixels.dart. And then step number 3 is to actually use the mixin. If I can find them. Ugh, finding everything but what I'm looking for here. There. All right. We're going to add the sketch image pixels mixin. Save that. No compilation issues here. What's Pixels complaining about? It's got one complaint. Width. All right. So this should probably be painting context. So we're not, we have size.width. I think that'll give us the same width. And we need to round this to an integer. Do we have the same problem down here? No. Okay, so the interesting issue here is that in the set region method, I'm reusing the public method image, which is defined in loading and displaying. So this is kind of a bummer because there's not an obvious solution to that. We have two different mixins, and one mixin is referencing a method on another mixin. Let's go over to the other mixin and see what we've got here for image. This is what we're trying to call so that we can invoke these two lines from right here. In this case, I'm just going to copy these over. If this is as deep as the problem gets, then I'm okay with that solution. If that problem comes up a number of additional times, then we'll want to consider possibly making yet another adjustment to how we're solving these problems. But with that, there are no more compilation issues, and we've migrated another set of methods. Now coming back here, I think there were some other pretty simple ones, a couple pretty simple groups for us to move over down here. Let me see. Let's see, output image. I think we can move that over. Let's see how that works. So we're going to say source, package, output, and then image. We'll say mixin, sketch, output, image, paste those in there. Well, let's use the part directives and then we'll see what references are still a problem. So part of core.dart, and then come over to core, and we will say, this is output, part, output, image.dart. No compiler issues here, but here we do still have some issues. So this is the same problem we just had of a different form. We are referencing pixels, but pixels is a property of a different mixin. For the width and the height, we can solve that one because we can say painting context. Let's see, why is that not resolving? Oh, well, this needs to be on base sketch. Okay. Painting context dot size dot width, and then we round it. And then for height, same thing. And then we're going to need to repeat this a few places around here, I think. There and there. Okay. Now, as for pixels, what do we do here? I think what we're going to want, well, actually, we already have painting context, and that is actually where we have pixels. So that will solve this problem too. Okay, so crisis averted once more. That's one more group out. Let's see, did we mix this one in? I'm not sure we did. Doesn't look like it. So sketch, output, image. Now that's mixed in. All right, let's see what else we have near the bottom here. Shape attributes. We only have one method for that, but still it's its own group. So let's go put that under shape, and we will say underscore attributes, mixin, sketch, shape, attributes on base sketch. Cut that out of there. And we will say part of core.dart. Up here at the top, part shape attributes.dart, and then with sketch shape attributes. Come back here, everything's compiling, so that's one more group that we've extracted. Let's see what else we've got. Let's see, so translate and rotate. Let's see, where are those here in the documentation? Translate. This is under transform. Transform, and there's no subcategory, it's just one thing. Let's go ahead and extract those. We'll say package transform, and then we will say underscore transform mixin sketch transform on base sketch. And we know that we need to implement the other APIs, so don't need that. Put this here. We will say part of core.dart. And then in core, we will say part transform.dart. And then with, we will say sketch transform, save. Come back here, everything compiles. Okay, let's run the tests. And then while that's running, let's see if there's anything obvious down here. I think that probably the next group that we work on is worth its own video, because it's going to be either mouse stuff or keyboard stuff. We're going to have a lot more private details that we need to make sure work. So if these tests pass, I think we'll call it on this video. All right, all the tests do pass. And check out all these directories that we're accumulating over here. Again, they all match the processing documentation itself here on this website, same categories and subcategories. And we have removed a whole lot of stuff in this file, even though there are a few lines left to go. But those 4 or 5 groups will do it for us today. In the next video, we'll continue the process of breaking down this processing implementation. And we'll do either keyboard or mouse, or maybe some of this frame related stuff. We'll pick one of these that has a bit more to it and see if we can figure out how to break it out as well. So I'll see you in the next video.